Hey, welcome to today's coffee chat. Really glad to have you here. Today, I'm going to be talking about customer service. Now, this is after a talk I had with a new client of mine who's just come on board for me to help him to start his new business. And when we got down to the nuts and bolts of what he was really passionate about and what he was skilled at, and he had a natural flair for, it was customer service. So we're building a business for him around him providing that service for local businesses in his area. So it got me thinking as I was talking to him about how important customer service is for every business. So if you're running a business, you're thinking of running a business, how are you going to make sure that you're going to deliver on for your customers, and why is that so important, and how does it impact your business in ways that you might not really be thinking about at the moment? And we're going to look into that now. All right, so really what we're looking at is the hidden cost of bad customer service, right? The hidden cost and how to fix it, right? So I think we've all been in this situation, right? Where you go into buy something from somewhere, whether it's a shop or it's a cafe or wherever you're being served by someone in some capacity, and you go in and you get really bad customer service. Either they ignore you completely, they're having a conversation among themselves and not taking any notice of you at all, or they make it really clear that it's an inconvenience. You're being an inconvenience for them, right? Into serving them, you're wasting their time. Um, and then if you want to flip that onto the other side where you go into a place and you have really great customer service, they go out of their way to serve you, they make you feel really welcome. And how does that make you feel? So when you think of those two scenarios, how do you feel in both of those scenarios? So today I want to cover what the implications are if you're not delivering that absolutely wow customer service that makes people want to come back. And if you're delivering customer service that is below par, what is that actually going to do for your business? So cover this in a few points. So point one is really, we've heard it so many times, but first impressions count, right? And you only get one chance to make a first impression. So, and you don't get a second chance. And why do you not get a second chance? If they have a bad experience with you the first time, the likelihood of them coming back for you to give them another bad experience is going to be really high. So they're not going to come back, right? So you've got that one chance. If you don't impress them on that first chance of them coming back is not very likely. So if you think about just the little things that can make a difference there, just a smile, just an actual smile. It's just, they say a smile doesn't cost anything, but not smiling could cost you your business, really, when you really get down to it. So if you're not smiling and you're not engaging your customers and you're not making them feel valued, so that's one way around this is, make that first impression count. Smile, get your frontline staff to smile, make the customers feel like they're valued, that it's, worth their time to serve them. And, think about the opposite side of the coin there is, what kind of impression are you going to leave them if you look bored or you're rude when you serve them or you're indifferent? Those customers are gone and they're gone forever. So really, and this is such an easy thing to fix, really, in a way, it's because why do you not want to give bad customer service in this situation? Is you've basically spent a lot of money bringing people into your world, right? You've done advertising, you've done marketing. So you're either spending in time or you're spending in money, but you're bringing people into your business. And these are potential customers. These are customers that could buy from you. And if you give them that bad experience and they're never going to come back, then you are really leaving money on the table there, right? You've lost them for life. And if it's that's the first interaction, that's all the effort in marketing has gone wasted. And when they leave, they don't just leave quietly. Well, they probably will leave quietly. A lot of people don't tend to complain. They'll just vote with their feet. They'll just walk out the door, and then you'll never see them again. They won't come back. But it's not just that you'll lose them, is they'll then tell their friends. They might post a review. They'll share their bad experiences, and people are more inclined to share their bad experiences with their friends and with on the internet and online and with everybody, rather than share it with you. Okay, so just think about that. You could be losing customers and not knowing about it until you hear about it online. So you have a well-trained team there that is going to give this excellent customer service, especially that first impression. And they're not just not creating a bad experience, but what they're doing is they're creating a memorable experience that could bring you a lifetime customer. And you think of the lifetime value of your customer, it's not just that first visit. They're going to come back again and again and again and spend with you, unless that first visit is unpleasant, and then likely they're not. Okay, so remember that first impressions actually in your business are everything. Okay, determines whether you keep that customer or you don't. Okay, next point is that it's not just that you're going to lose that one customer and they'll never come back again. It is that bad experience with that customer actually will cost your business more than you think. And I just want to go into thinking about what that means in terms of the cost for your business. So how much is just making notes here so I don't forget, how much is a customer worth to you, right? You just got to look at that lifetime value of that customer. So I talked about that earlier. So let's just say a customer would have spent as a lifetime value with you if you'd have kept them on and they kept coming back. Let's say that just for easy calculations, they would have spent $1,000 with you in 1 year, right? So with that one bad experience, then they're going to walk. So you're not going to get that $1,000 anymore, right, from that customer. But it doesn't stop there. It's not just that that customer is not going to pay you $1,000, but they're going to tell their friends. Let's say they tell 6 friends. So then you've got the $1,000 missing, but then a potential $6,000 that you'll also never see. All right. So it's not just that you've lost 1,000 with that one customer, you've potentially lost 7,000 or more. You know, these are just figures plucked out of the air, but you can see from those figures just the impact that one loss from that one bad experience can actually have on your business that is going to affect, because you're going to lose other potential business just from word of mouth complaining about how bad your service is. And then you multiply that by months and years and years and years. And, you know, the numbers can get pretty scary. You could be leaving so much money on the table just from upsetting that one customer, right? And then companies tend to either they're not aware of that this is happening, and they think that their customers are being served, and they're not doing the due diligence to check the frontline operations and just making sure that that is all working nicely. And then things just continue and get from bad to worse. So it's either they're ignorant of the problem in the first place, or they're just not doing anything because they don't realize the impact, perhaps until it's too late, of what that bad experience is. But so they're not willing in that sense to put an investment into training their staff, because all it takes is just a few sessions of training just to change a staff's mindset or to change the way they service a customer, and that could just change everything, absolutely everything. And if they're not willing to invest in that, then the willing really to see the business go down, and you're bleeding revenue in that sense when you're doing that. So rather than looking at training the staff as a cost or an expense to the business, look at it as an investment in your business, because it's one of the best investments you can make, is an investment in your staff who are serving your customers, because they are the face of your business to the customer. All right, so it's a long-term strategy for greater profitability. If you could just make that one simple change in your business, just give better service, it could make all the difference to your business. All right, so that is point two. Think about the costs above and beyond just losing one customer. What is it actually going to do to your business? What is the financial impact to the business? Okay, point three, your staff need the right tools, right? They need the right tools in the business. So it's not just a case of training them in terms of just giving good service, a smile, as we talked about earlier. Yes, you need to have a nice smile. They need to treat the customer with respect. But also, what do they do when things go wrong? What if they have an unhappy customer? They get a complaint from a customer. How are they going to handle that? Have you trained your staff to actually handle customer complaints? And there are ways to handle customer complaints really effectively in a way that wins you a customer for life. You know, this customer could start off really angry, and you can turn in just one short conversation with a customer, you can turn that around 180 degrees, and they could end up being a customer for life because they really appreciate how you handled the situation. And then another thing to think about with your staff as well. A lot of the times I see when you get bad service from a company, it's not that the staff are doing something wrong, it's the policies of the company being too rigid that doesn't allow the staff to make amends for whatever the customer's complaining about, right? So companies that tend to give their staff autonomy in terms of being able to make a decision, to do something for the customer, to make things better, they tend to do much better than companies that that lead from the top and say, okay, everything's got to be this way. And any change you want to make, you've got to go up the line and get permission. You know, when you've got an unhappy customer in front of you, you haven't got time to go up the line to make a decision. That customer's going to be fuming, and just as the time ticks away, they're going to get more and more angry. So you've got to nip it in the bud straight away. You've got to give the autonomy to the staff to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to give you a refund for this, or let me just give you this as a way of apology. And it's costing the business a little bit of money to make that change and do those things. But it's in the long run, it's going to mean profitability for your business. You might just have to give a little bit away to make amends to keep a customer that is going to spend with you for the longer term. So you're looking with customer service, you need to be looking in the long-term view, not just the short term. And just being able to give your staff like a budget to give away to customers in cases where they need to make service recovery, that's a really good strategy to employ in your business. So think about that one as well. Okay, point four. Point four is the emotional impact of good service. Think about that. You know, you heard this phrase from Maya Angelou that people don't remember what you say, but they remember how you made them, how they made you feel, right? So it's not the transaction. You don't want to keep this transactional. It's got to be some kind of emotional investment in the service that you're giving to your customers as well. So you want to make them feel good. When they walk out the door, they need to be feeling, yeah, I had a really good experience there. I'm coming back for more. Okay, so just think about your favorite cafe or your favorite shop, or think about a situation when you had a really good experience service-wise. And the chances are that you love going there because the staff just make you feel appreciated. They make you feel welcome. And, you know, it can even be like they make you feel like family, right? So when employees are trained to give that human level of service, customers really feel it. They really, and I worked in an organization once at the beginning of my career, a long time ago when I was an employee, where I was working in a bank. So, and this is in the UK, and all the banks in the UK basically offer all the same service. There's no real difference between the banks. It's just a different name, different decor, different brand, but they don't offer anything different, each of them. So for customers, it doesn't really matter whether they're in one bank or another bank. So customer loyalty there is something that you kind of, they don't have customer loyalty because of the services that are provided or the products that are provided. What makes them different is the way they treat their customers. So if a customer is being treated really well by the staff in that bank, for example, there's no incentive for them to change banks, right? And them changing banks, yes, it's something that it's a bit of a pain to actually go through that change. And a customer's actually got to be quite angry with the services that they're getting to actually make that change. But they will make the change if they feel that they're not getting good enough service. But the thing that differentiates all of these banks from one another is the level of service they provide. And this is what I was always trained to believe when I was working there, is that it's the frontline staff that make all the difference. It's how you treat the customer. And that's the only difference we have between us and the other bank. So customer service there is really important in differentiating you and raising the level of your business above the competition in that sense, right? So just think about, if you can train your staff to just give that little bit of extra kindness, that little bit of extra effort, that extra making that customer feel special, it costs nothing to the business, but it can be an absolutely huge impact to your main business. Okay. And then final point I just want to make is kind of a summary to what we've just been saying, really, is if you've got trained staff, you've got a trained team, that really just translates to more profit for your business at the end of the day, right? I think everything we've said has just been leading up to this. The better the service in your company, the more profit you're going to make, because you're not going to be losing customers and you're going to be gaining customers through words of mouth as well. So the bottom line here, what I'm saying is that if you invest in a bit of staff training on customer service to make your customer service the best it can be, and you're looking beyond it just being a nice to have, it's actually going to make you more money in the long term. Happy customers spend more, they return more often, and they refer more people. So that's a triple X for your business, if you like, and that. And a well-trained team is also a happier team, because you're giving them the confidence to serve the customer. And then what they get back from the customer emotionally is that feel-good factor as well that they get from the customer. So they're less stressed in their job, they're less burned out, and they're more engaged with what they're doing every day. So good service isn't a cost, it's an investment in your business. Okay, so if you are a business owner, I challenge you actually now to take a hard look at your customer experience. Really get down onto the front line and look at what your staff are doing to serve customers. Where can you improve that? And just know that training isn't really an optional thing for you to be doing for your business. It should be just a matter of course. It should be an essential part of you running your business, and an investment that you need to be making in your business, right? And if you're someone like my client who's starting a business to help companies, then congratulations, you're about to make a real difference to the beginning of your business and a difference to the business world, because you're going to be upping the level of service, right, through the business. And if this has resonated with you in any way and you're thinking of starting a business yourself, just put in the comments or contact me. Subscribe to this channel. If you're on YouTube watching this, just subscribe. Just let me know in some way that you've appreciated this video. And if you need any help with starting a business and running business, and how do you make sure that you're not having these leaks in the business that are going to leak money out and send customers away, you want to be attracting customers, then do get in touch with me. I would love to be able to support you through that, as well as I am doing with my customers at the moment. Okay, if you've liked this, then subscribe, ring the bell, and you'll be notified on when I come up with my next coffee chat. And I look forward to seeing you over coffee in the future.